Okay, we'll call to order the Raymore Parks and Recreation Board meeting for Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Time is 6:23 p.m. I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Member Mapes.
Present.
Member Clark.
Present.
Member Troutman.
Present.
Member Manson.
Present.
Member Collier.
Present.
Member Scott.
Present.
And Member Cooper is absent this evening.
Next, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, next we'll move into personal appearances and presentations. Seeing none, we'll move to item number 5, consent agenda. We need to approve the Park Board minutes of September 26, 2023.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill.
make a motion we approve the minutes for the September 26, 2023 meeting.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, hearing a first and second, any changes needed? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to vote. All those in favor? Okay, passes unanimously. Next, we'll move to staff reports. Director?
Thank you, sir. I will ask Recreation Superintendent Brennan for a staff report.
Thank you, sir. I have submitted a written report, but I did want to highlight a few items. First of all being that our basketball season is officially underway. Nick held his coaches meeting this past Thursday, with practices beginning this week, and then games will begin Saturday, December 2nd. We had a pretty good registration turnout. We had a total of 365 kids registered at the time of the report was typed up, and I understand that we've also signed a few off the wait list since then, so those numbers are, we've got more than what is currently on the report. Excuse me. And then the other item being that this Saturday, November 18th, we have our annual Holiday Craft Show that will be held at the Raymore Activity Center. That'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We had 50 available booths for vendors to pay to sign up for, and all 50 booth spaces have been filled for this Saturday. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Dan?
Yeah, just reading your report, and I was curious about the Agents of Discovery meeting you went to and the app-based programs for Parks and Rec Department. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so that is it's an app called Agents of Discovery. They have different games that are designed to get people out in the parks that there'll be certain geocache locations within the park that we can design the software. Once they go to that location, then it'll basically, if they're in the app, that certain game or that certain challenge will pop up. And the challenges kind of range from you can catch like virtual butterflies with your phone, or it's certain I'm drawing a blank, but just informational challenges, history based and whatnot, or that type of tree over there, what kind of oak tree, what kind of. I feel like I'm not explaining it very well, but
No, I think that explains it perfectly. I was just curious what it was, and does that seem like something we would do? Are we moving forward on anything like that, or is it still kind of just...
At this time, no. I've got a follow-up meeting. It's not cheap, and so it'd have to be included into the budget if that's something we wanted to move forward with. So I do have a follow-up meeting with them in the spring next year when we get closer to that time period.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Chris?
Of the 365 basketball kids, how many more could you take on? You said you had a wait list. How's that work? If you maxed out or what's?
The way it kind of works out is after the registration deadline has come and gone, at that point we judge how many kids we have signed up in each grade division, and then we try to match the amount of coaches within that grade division. So for example, if there is we'll say 40 kids registered in a division and we have 5 coaches, we're able to put eight children to a team. With basketball, we don't like to put any more than 10 on a roster, so at that point we would take like 10 more for that age grade division.
Okay, so you're kind of looking for coaches.
No, we have actually, Nick did tell me that he filled his last coaching spot just today, so.
Bill?
Yes, I see that our athletic coordinator, Nick Cook, met with, I'm assuming Chris Allen with the Wheelhouse Baseball Facility. I'm glad to see that. I'd like to see what kind of partnerships we can develop.
Yeah, we actually, we both met with him earlier today, and so very beginning stages, but we've looking at getting a clinic going after the new year.
Anyone else? By the way, Chris, we'll let you coach the park board rec basketball team, if that'll work for
I have a
you.
little experience.
You should see Dan's shot. He's awesome. Okay. Thank you, sir. Director?
Thank you, sir. We gave Superintendent Rulo the evening off, so I got a couple things for him, and he did supply a written staff report. My report tonight is just me giving you a report. I did not submit a written report. So a couple things. Park maintenance guys are working on the building the ice rink, getting it ready. The rink itself will be ready to go for the mayor's tree lighting, which is December 1st at 6 p.m. at TB Hanna. Weather will determine whether we have ice or not, and we'll do everything we can to be ready to go for that, but we're anticipating it's probably going to be a long shot to have ice, but we'll do everything we can on that one. The guys are also working on winterizing water fountains, things of that nature, facilities, especially like soccer, baseball, now that the last tournament's over, getting those things ready to go. We do have a couple projects going. Obviously, the rack is still, that project's still moving forward. Superintendent Brennan and Rulo are working with our former park board member Eastwood on the redesign of the disc golf. You guys will remember that was one of our projects. Mr. Brennan's going to get a little capital improvement experience, help working on that one. And I'm working on RFPs and RFQs for the current round of projects. Specifically, today I started the pickleball and the basketball court, hoping to get the paperwork and the contract through the winter so that we can begin construction and getting those done as early as we can next spring. One last thing, he's probably going to kill me, but your park board chair was honored and nominated by the mayor, and I want to make sure I get this right, through the Missouri Municipal League as the Westgate Region Civic Leadership Award for 2023. So congratulations to Steve for being nominated, and specifically his nomination was for the work that he does here on the park board and the great leadership he provides for staff in the park board. So deserved, even though he hates it. And that concludes staff report.
Any questions for the director? Dan?
Of course. I've got a couple. So it seems like the rack construction, though it has moving forward, once they poured the slab, things have really slowed down. There's a lot less workers out there. Can you kind
Yes.
of give me some background on what the phase of the project is
Yep,
and why?
excellent question. So what you're not seeing is the work that's on the inside. They are literally for the outside stuff, the visual stuff is we're waiting for the building itself to arrive. So while we're waiting on the shell of the building to arrive, they're on the inside remodeling. So what was once our storage area, it's already been cleaned out, it's been broken down, studs are put up, getting ready for that interior remodeling. So they're utilizing their time inside, waiting on the building, which is kind of unfortunate because the weather's perfect to be working outside, but it's not here. The building is anticipated to arrive the 20th, 21st. It's early next week, and it should take 2 days for the delivery and the unload of the building itself, and then they are scheduled to start going vertical the week following Thanksgiving. And so that's when you'll start seeing some stuff. Their expectation is to get that up and secured before really the winter weather hits so they can do a lot of the interior work. And so hopefully that answers your questions on that.
Yeah, it does. It looks really good, and I'm excited to see the, steel come and get started to be put up. My second thing was noticed at the skate park there's a brand new sign. The sign looks amazing, and it's facing the street. Just wanted to mention that, and that, it's a great design. The rules on the back are really well thought out. The whole design of the thing, it even kind of has a little wave to it. It makes it really look neat, and I just wanted to let you know that is just a great overall design and placement for that. And I was just wondering about the art piece, if that is going to be placed,
Yes.
and is that what the other piece of concrete is for?
Yes.
Okay.
So we do have a list of kind of our own to-do list items at the skate park. The sign being installed was one of them, and appreciate the comments on that. We used, if you look at the Arboretum sign and some of the newer things we've done, we're keeping that same, that our little flow design, and so went with that. The other things that we're going to do is the parking blocks, the tire blocks in the parking lot, they got kind of pushed during that, so the guys are going to reinstall those. We're going to paint the lines and kind of freshen up the parking lot, plant some trees up there, and kind of do a little landscaping makeover for the art feature, which was the young man, the shadow of the young man. Right on the corner where the light pole is, there's a cylinder of concrete that's been poured. Once that's cured enough, the guys will drill in, and that's where that's going to go, kind of right on that corner when you pull in. That'll be kind of the face feature of the skate park right there.
Is there any electrical or water that's going to be in that location? Is that in some of your plans?
That is in some of our plans. Specifically, my maintenance staff will be trenching and tying into the water to provide a water fountain. Hopefully, I don't know if we'll get to that with the events coming up before the weather hits. We would like to, but it would be shut down for the winter anyway, so that the water will most likely be next year. And we have several calls into Evergy on replacing the light itself. The light up there is burnt out, so if anybody has any contacts with Evergy that can give us a leg up, that'd be great. But our intention is to provide electricity and water in the long run and as future amenities, especially as we're pre-planning and working on expansion of all of the skate park and want to get that whole area done. It's in the long range plan, but we want to do it ahead of time because it needs it.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the director? No? Thank you, sir. Okay, we're going to move on. No unfinished business, so we're going to move to new business. Action item A, Recreation Park Trail replacement work. Director?
Thanks, sir. The city council provided $150,000 in trail repair funding over the next few years to help work on some of our needs in our trail system. Particular area that was identified is the let's see, it would be the southeast corner loop at Recreation Park. It tends to be our most troublesome area with flooding and that type of thing. It's in the front nine of the, or the back nine of the disc golf course. So that area was identified as one of the hot spots to have repaired. Additionally, the second area would be just east of where our new playground went, where the dual playgrounds sit at Recreation Park, and then we had the new one. Between the new one, there's 3 trees, and then there's an asphalt trail in there. Those trees have really wreaked havoc on that asphalt over the last, I would say, 17 years since it's been put in. And it honestly, it's just kind of becoming a trip hazard more than anything. It's not that the trail is bad, it's that it's getting wavy and it's just not very safe. And that particular place happens to be the playground for more the 2 to 5 year olds and the strollers and stuff. So the idea was to take out the old trail and actually put a new segment of trail on the east side of the trees and give some more room and some shade and kind of reroute that trail system a little bit and get it away from those tree roots. We don't want to lose the trees because that's really the only shade over in that area. So we want to make sure our work protects those trees. The third area would be the gap between those two, which is right east of the south parking lot. Water flows out of the parking lot right over that trail, makes it kind of slick. The trail itself isn't necessarily in bad a shape as much as it's a stormwater issue. So we identified those 3 areas as the first 3 we wanted to work towards bidding and getting replaced with this funding. Our initial cost estimates with the engineering department, honestly, were in our favor. We didn't think that we would be able to have enough money to do all 3 portions of it, so we only bid 2, and expecting that would exhaust our funds. So we bid, the base bid was the corner, and then an alternate bid was the playground segment. We ended up with 7 bids, the lowest bid being a total with both the base and the alternate being a total of $50,480, so very favorable to us. And as a matter of fact, all 7 bids came well under our budget. So we are recommending the contract go to TC Fuller Construction. They have done work for engineering and public works previously. They have been vetted with great references. They are the lowest and most responsive bidder. The next highest would have been $69,559, so they came in very favorable to us. What we're hoping is that we'll be able to maybe come back with an ask to complete that gap if we like what we see and the work is good. This particular contract is for concrete, so it's replacing the asphalt with 10-foot wide concrete. So we're hoping that this is a permanent fix, at least for our tenure as staff and park board members. This will be the next generation's job to come in and replace that is what we're hoping for. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions. This will, if approved tonight, will go on the agenda for the city council. Like I said, it is the entire bid, base plus the alternate, and the total of $50,480. I am happy to answer any questions, and that concludes staff report.
Any questions for the director? Dan?
So my question is in regard to the third part in the middle, and where you just mentioned about the stormwater currently is causing an issue with our current trail. I would just ask that if you do go and try to bid out that section, that we make accommodations for that stormwater in that bid and make sure that whatever we do put there, the stormwater from the parking lot doesn't affect that like it's affecting our current trail.
I would say that's the reason why we didn't bid it, because we expected the stormwater improvements to address those areas were going to be more than we could do. And so would be one of the reasons, one of the things that we would make sure. There's no sense taking that out if you're not going to fix the problem. And so we would make sure to do that. So excellent suggestion.
Anybody else? Bill?
Yes, Director. The concrete pathway is going to be 10 feet wide, right? What's the thickness of it?
caught me off guard. I believe it's probably 4-inch concrete, 10 feet wide. Is it 6? Okay. And then it's a 4-inch base with the 6-inch.
All right, so it's a
Depth.
4-inch base with 6-inch pour. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill?
I make a motion to award a contract for the Rec Park Trail Repair Project to TC Fuller Construction LLC in the amount of $50,480.
I will second that motion.
Okay, thank you. Hearing a first and second, any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll put it to vote. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Yes, Director.
I have one comment in terms of your packet. I didn't mention this in my staff report. At the end, or in the back of your packet, normally we give a monthly report of the budget. What you have this year, so I wanted to highlight this in case you wanted to save it, this particular month, is the budget for this upcoming year. So there's a summary sheet in the front and then the detail sheet. So if you want to save that, that would be what our budget is that we work off of for this upcoming fiscal year. So that is not a year-to-date, that is the upcoming fiscal year budget as a whole. And then over the course of the next year, our month-to-month statements, you can go and compare those as you see fit.
Great idea, because we're always asking about that for sure. Awesome. Okay, no public comments, so we're going to move into board member comment. I'll start with you, Chris.
I don't have any comment.
Thank you, sir. Josh?
Congratulations on your nomination and thanks for all you do.
Thank you, sir. Dan?
I'd like to say congratulations as well. You definitely deserve it. You're a great leader on our board and appreciate all the hard work you do. I'd also like to thank this board and park staff and city staff for standing up and taking care of our skate park. You know, we had a park out there that was very subpar. I know some cities would just kind of go with it and be fine with it, but our city fought for us, you know, as skateboarders. They fought for us, and I've heard it from a few people that I just wanted to relay that, you know, thank you for fighting for us, and thank you for, you know, keep working. And it took over a year, almost a year, but we got a really nice park now, and it wouldn't have happened if you guys didn't, you know, fight for that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Bill?
I appreciate the mayor recommending you for that award. I think it's an appropriate nomination for you. You've done an exceptional job. There can be no criticism about what you've done and how you've guided us. So, regardless of the outcome, I think it's well-deserved. And also, I'll say this for the staff. I know that sometimes they have the ability to influence certain things, and I'm sure it's that was also something they may have had a hand in doing, and I appreciate that also.
Patrick?
Yes, I would like to recognize and thank the city for its foresight in helping us with funding for the trail system, something that's very much in our mind, and for the mayor for making that nomination of Chairman Troutman. And leadership is key, and we appreciate it and are inspired by your actions, the way you handle meetings and in front and behind the scenes. So very appreciated. A very nice recognition, very well deserved. And for the city staff, for the work that they're doing to helping us with different park areas, and for our park staff, we appreciate your work, and we can't say enough good about you. We feel good about being on the board for the work that you guys are doing. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So I want to bring up somebody that a couple weeks ago I was able to be out at our soccer tournament that we had for Rec Park. And this person probably doesn't get enough kudos, especially for me. But I've got to tell Greta, I am amazed by how much she gives to our soccer program. She ran around from sunup to sundown. If she wasn't with kids, she was helping with the tournament tent, with everything else, talking to coaches. And sometimes we see Greta in the front, and we just take that for granted because she's been there forever doing that job. And when I see the job she does and being an old soccer coach, I just really appreciate the work you do with those kids. And she'll always take the youngest ones, and by the end of the time, they're pretty good kids because she's whipped my butt a few times in my team. So I just thank you for what you do. As far as this award, thank you all. But I got to be honest with you. If it wasn't for the board, if it wasn't for the director and his staff, it wasn't for city council, you guys make this job easy. We work as a team, we focus as a team, and we get through stuff as a team. And really, this award, although it came in my name, belongs to you guys. I know that's cliche, but it's true. I've been around and I've seen harder times. Just everybody works together, and that's what makes this go. So I appreciate all of you for that. Last, we're going to end with adjournment. So if I can get a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
move we adjourn this meeting.
Okay,
I will second.
okay. Hearing a first and second, all those in favor? Passes, what, 6, 7? 6. 6-0. Meeting adjourned.